flames, Darrell.
Yeah, I saw smoke come out of it. That's oil fire right there. I saw smoke.
Fire's out.
And then it caught on fire.
Get out of it.
Very similar to what we saw happen to Ryan Newman here a couple of years ago.
You need to get out of it.
Caution is out. Smoke still coming from beneath the hood, and now getting into the cockpit. As they go to Sterling's aid, here he comes.
But that's definitely the caution Dale Earnhardt Jr., Steve Milne, that group they were looking for.
Yeah.
And I think probably, man, that's a big fire right there. That's oil fire. We saw that out of Ryan Newman's car here a year or so ago.
Lucky he didn't get up in the wall.
He was slowing down. He was getting down on the apron when I saw the smoke come out.
He knew he was.
Hold on to him, baby. Load up, guys. Hold on. Get out of that thing, baby. Fire's out.
Back in Michigan under caution, scary moment for Dave Blaney just a moment ago. Contact with the 12 car of Ryan Newman, and Blaney's car comes up off the racetrack. They were in the back straightaway, 195 plus miles an hour. Blaney on the bottom. There's Carl Edwards behind him, the leader. That's the contact with Menard first into Newman.
Well, Blaney just got blindsided on that move there.
Yeah, nothing he could do. The 15 got into the back of the 12, and that turned him down into Dave Blaney.
Well, it still looked like the 12 car was sideways when Paul actually made contact. You see the 12 car come off the corner. It looks like he's out there pretty good, and then Paul catches the back.
Well, look at Carl Edwards, the leader, right behind this mess. He had to come all the way down on the inside on the apron area.
He got a good view of that one.
Wow.
Damage on pit road.
Somebody hit, turned around over there. Yep, somebody hit.
Oh, hard lick there.
Hold on to it, bud. Hold on to it.
Triple header.
You know, Scott Wimmer in the 4 car that checked up, he was one of those cars that stayed out on the last caution, had a little older tires, and just looked like he didn't have the grip some of these cars that had fresher tires had.
Looks like Joe may have come through that without.
Middle of your screen, the 12 car.
That thing just busted loose, and he was just hanging on for the ride at this point.
Told the team the car had been loose up until then.
I think slid a quarter mile before he hit anything. I mean, think about how far that is. Here he is coming off turn 4, down across the apron, on the pit road.
Blew the right front.
Around off the front of Jeff Green. Ryan Newman, caution's on.
There's 2 on car. Yep, and Vickers, 83.
Matt Kenseth, the 17.
A lot of good cars right there.
I tell you, the 1 car doesn't look hurt right there, just at first glance. Flat tire. Just needs to
Clear, ease it around. You got plenty of time. We just got spun down the back, guys. They were checking up in front of us and got hit from behind.
From the chopper, this is Newman, who's several laps down.
And I'm going to say from that angle, Newman turned left on the 66. I don't think that was Jeff Green's fault. They were already, Newman got a run on him, went to the outside, knew he couldn't get up into the leader. Obviously, he did not want to get into the 24 car, cut back across the hood of the 66. So I'm going to call it that more than the other.
Well, I don't.
You call it one way, I'll call it the other.
I call it, it looked like Jeff Green's car took off up the racetrack.
This is the ugly part. Yeah. You see this, and we see this so many times in this sport. There's an accident that happens, but there's a bigger accident trying to avoid the main accident.
Uh-oh. Kyle Busch got turned right on the front straightaway. We stayed green so far, and they're splitting him left and right. There's the car.
Yeah, the car is killed, Larry. The right front tire is just, I mean, it's knocked all the way into the engine. And this is what I was saying a bit ago. They cannot afford a DNF. They've had 2. They can't afford any more. This really is a big blow to that team.
All right, watch the right-hand side of your screen. There's Kyle.
Oh, the car just gets loose, and he can't catch it. He got a little bit loose under his brother there, Kurt. You see him here that gets a little loose, and when it does, it just snaps back to the right.
Boy, it just came real close to actually taking his brother, Kurt Busch, in that red 41 out.
Yep.
They were battling for 5th place. here it is in real time.
I think that's just a product of
Caution's out, turn two,
We got a couple of guys.
Jeff Gordon, one of them, and also Trevor Bayne. And actually not Trevor Bayne, the 51 of Bobby Labonte.
Yeah, there's a lot of damage on that 24 car, as you can see in the left front.
Yeah, somebody was up next to the wall trying to avoid it, and the car come from the bottom up the racetrack, and it appeared that he hit him on the outside wall. You see Bobby right here in the middle in the 51 car.
Whatever that was.
You did see Bobby. That's Casey Mears in between them.
Oh, it just breaks loose.
Yep.
And you see Jeff go to the high side, gets pinned on the outside wall.
That's huge for Jeff Gordon, who entered 11th in the standings, had a wild card position, only a couple outside the top 10.
Had a wild card position, but it was on points. And as we've talked, this is, and Jeff knows he's got to win some races.
Boy, Jeff got.
It's like he got on the brakes, though. But
yeah,
it's like
he got loose.
It's like when he got on the brakes from that angle.
A strange and terrible wreck as Mark Martin was caught up in an accident in front of him off turn 4, spun down pit road and caught the butt end of the opening of pit wall. You see Mark climbing from the car there, fortunately, because look where that car hit that wall, just behind the driver's compartment.
I don't know if that got the oil tank there. More than likely, that's probably exactly situated right behind the driver's seat there, just in front of the rear tire.
Yeah, you can see oil up inside the glass, the rear window. It's busted the oil tank. Good to see Mark get out of that car. That was crazy impact.
And see him thank the safety workers there too as he walked away.
Yeah, they were right there on the spot to help that, what could have been a much worse situation too.
So this began. Mark had Casey Kane coming up from behind him, racing for the lead. Juan Pablo Montoya and Bobby Labonte were racing right in front of him in turn 4.
Yeah, and Mark had caught these cars. You can see Bobby Labonte looks like just loses it, gets loose with that car right up behind him there. But Mark had been there for a while, and you can see Mark spinning now. Not much you can do except hold on and lock the brakes as a driver at this point in time.
And right there,
yeah, I was lucky the crew members weren't injured there as well. I'm telling you, that was just a crazy accident.
Mark's trying to keep it off the wall right here and keep it a little damaged as he possibly can, but just can't get it back out. Wow, you can see all the oil go out from
instantly. It ruptured that oil tank. That could have been a big problem if it had caught fire immediately.
Man.
Safety crews were right on the spot, though.
And Martin had caught this 47 and 42 and been behind them for about 10 laps, but couldn't get around them because